brother, KFT, and Manny motherfucking Fresh. And today's guest is none other than Str8Jaket, the man behind the jam. Check out the interview in progress.
Man, I just kept going and going. I mean, I could talk about like, the early days and all that, and it just all just grinding, just stuck to it, kept doing it for years and years, and then, eventually moved up to working with bigger guys, and that's when I started getting affiliated with people in Psychopathic Records. Like the first guy was like ABK, you know what I mean? He was like the first one to take me, we went on our first tour in 2010. We went out with him in it all kind of just, that's where it all started, and he really gave me a nice push. And then Hoodoo, and I've known Light for years. We kind of came into Psychopathic together. Like when I actually ended up in 2016 getting hired at Psychopathic Records, being the in-house engineer for ICP, that I'd worked with Light for years. We went there together. He got signed, and they hired me on to be the engineer and all that shit. So it was really cool. But I grew up in that scene, being a juggalo and shit. So it was always my dream. When I was 15, when I started doing music and becoming Str8Jaket, you know what I mean? Obviously, it's such a weird thing, being that young. What a fucking sweet fucking rap name, dude. You know what I mean? It's spelled all stupid and retarded, but it's man, hey, it's cool. I was 15. Who cares? It is what it is.
Yeah, man.
But I started out from the ground up, man, and then worked my way to what my goal was, man, was to get to Psychopathic Records and work with ICP. And then I did that and worked with everybody along the way, you know what I mean? And then finally got that pinnacle in 2016, and it's been, going on 5 years now. I've been there with the boys and doing the thing, work with tons of other people, met other people, done just crazy shit. Met motherfucking Alcatraz.
So you did come into this as a fan?
Straight up, yeah. I was a fan. That's kind of what got me into wanting to do music. Obviously not just ICP, you know what I mean? But I'm just old school hip hop head, from NWA on to Bone Thugs to ICP, Esham, all that type of shit, you know what I mean? I just loved that music. So I started doing it, but that was essentially what really stuck with me was ICP, the whole Juggalo shit, you know what I mean? That was really what I really got into, you know what I mean? That genre, was the hardest,
Going into it, did you actually have it in your mind where you were like, man, hopefully one day I'm gonna work hard and get to Psychopathic?
See, dope, and it's just crazy how it happens, though, because I went in there with the mindset of wanting to be a rapper on Psychopathic, like an artist, and then, after X amount of years, almost 20 years of doing that shit, trying to be a rapper, I got more into the production and ended up going there, getting a production job, engineering and making beats and stuff. And it worked out even better for me than being the artist. You know what I mean? Because there's just a lot more to do, a lot more to offer, a lot more people to work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, definitely, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Dope. It was really cool, And I got to work with literally me and my best friend Danny, man. We, he grew up in this shit with me. I've known him since I was 5 years old, and it's we talk about this shit all the time. It's everybody we grew up listening to in this genre, I've pretty much worked with, from ICP to Esham to just everybody. I got to just work with everybody. Almost everybody, you know what I mean? But there's very few that I haven't yet, you know what I mean? And meeting everybody, it's just, Manny knows. All the shit we get to do. We've been on fucking video shoots, movie sets, fucking, it's a crazy life, man. But it's, it's awesome because it's that is what I did. I set out to do it and I did it. And it's been just a great experience. And, I just try to, it's surreal at times, just, keep your mind right, stay humble with the shit and fucking just keep killing it. You know what I mean? That's just what I just try to do.
Oh, well, I was gonna say because I did my homework, bro. You never ever told me because I seen you in the booth a couple times doing your thing a little bit here and there, and I never understood it because I didn't understand that side of the music side.
Yeah,
but I did my homework, man, and I looked you up on YouTube, man, and I came across some music, man, that I shared with Ash and bro, man, one of my that killer joint is that Billy Butcher.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
dude, that's like
on that, dude.
yeah, Billy Butcher's like one of my big songs. I mean, people love that one. That was like I did like a whole series. I have done like 2 or 3 of them. I think 3 maybe. Like I did like the first Billy Butcher, then I did like a remix, and I did Billy Butcher or the Return of Billy Butcher. It was like a whole thing, like one of the characters I made up throughout my shit, like an alter ego kind of thing. It was cool, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't rapped in forever, like 'cause when I signed on when I started doing shit with ICP, you know, it's like I got so heavy into doing production and stuff. It was like I wasn't there to be a rapper anymore, so I kind of just, you know, so but recently, like last year, I made a new song, started working on some new music, and it was the first time I'd done that in like 5 years, you know, because my last release was in 2016, but I got like a shitload of CDs. If you go to Spotify and look Str8Jaket up on Spotify, man, like I got just tons of CDs and shit. I mean, there's like I got like 3 or 4 full LPs, like a couple of EPs. Fucking, I mean, I have more shit that I just haven't put on there yet, but just the main shit's on there, you know. So you can check it out. There's tons of music. I've actually worked with tons of people, man. Got like you know, but like I said, man, there's just the production world is so different, man. There's a lot more money into it. It's a lot more stable. It's a lot more I don't know, you know, I ended up liking it better.
Longevity.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, you know, I get to work with so many more people, and I just feel like, you know, going in with the rapper approach, I'm just glad it worked out the way it did, because it's like, you know, I get to do a whole lot more, and then I can still rap if I ever want to, you know what I mean? That's never off the table, but it's just like the bread and butter is definitely in the production side of things. You know, there's like, you know, the goal was before get to work at Psychopathic, work with these people. I've worked with everybody, made these great connections, and work with awesome people. And now, man, I want to go like Rick fucking Rubin status. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want to take it to the next level. I want to start making some hits and shit like that, you know, and just making great records, you know?
Did you work on all of Fred Fury, like all the songs, or just some of them?
That was completely like me and ICP's record, man. I worked on everything, every part of that fucking record.
Holy shit, bro! Seriously.
Yeah, I did I mixed every single one of those songs, fucking, and you know, like, I mean, did production on basically every song. Like, even if like something was done by like, we had like producers doing it, like Seven and Mike P, like great, amazing producers, but like nothing was just like, all right, we'll just take that beat and use that beat. Everything was, we'll take that beat, and then me and fucking Violent J like totally just transformed shit, added different shit in there, you know. So essentially I produced the entire record, because like there was a piece of me and him on every single song. That's why you'll see it in there, like everything says produced by like the main guy who actually made the beat, and then Str8Jaket in Dr. Punch is his little studio name, you know what I mean? Because he's the fucking wizard, you know what I mean, in the studio. Violent J is, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, every piece of that was, I mean, me and ICP, like, we fucking, that was a gruesome record, man. I mean, just not like nothing bad. It's just it was just like the time we spent so much time on it, and like we fucking work. I mean, there were some days, man, where we were just grinding, and I mean 20 something hour work days, just going and going and going. It got insane. Like, those sessions were like some whole other shit, dude, that I had never experienced before. It was crazy, but you know, it came out and people fucking loved it. You know, we hit the billboards and all that shit. It was just, you know, it came out awesome, you know?
Yeah, Ash was telling me, he was like, bro, he said, well, I don't really recognize his, you know, the name and this and that. Do you know anything that he's done? I says, well, I know one thing he did for sure, man. I says, he did Fearless Fred Fury. And he was like, are you serious? And I said, yeah. And he was like, bro, that was one of my favorite albums, man. Like, he listens to everything. But Ash was like, tell him, Ash.
Dude, Satellite?
Oh
my God,
a great
bro.
one, dude.
I can't, to this day, I still bump it like if I just heard it today, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a couple more songs, but that one, holy shit, it's a masterpiece, so you're the man. You're the man.
I mean, thank you so much. And, you know, that's just like the genius of ICP, you know what I mean? Because it was like, there was a lot of songs on there that kind of brought that old like element of ICP back.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
that real heavy, like real aggressive. It was really a real aggressive album. But then you have like gems in there like Satellite or like Nobody's Fault, where these
That one is
songs
the
like
other one I
slow
was gonna
down and
say.
they're doing something and breaking into new ground they really ain't done before. You really haven't heard ICP like Satellite before. You know what I mean? It's
Yup.
got a real funky hip hop, like old school hip hop vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
That's what I
it was
felt
just
from it.
great.
Yeah, that's what I felt from it.
Yeah.
We-
Like I was
exactly what you
surprised
just
to
explained.
hear that when we went into that song, Satellite, and like I loaded up the beat. I don't know what's gonna happen next. You know what I mean? Like when he goes in the booth, you never know what these guys are gonna come up with. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like I didn't know what to expect, and I hear the beat, and I'm just like, this does not sound like an ICP beat. But I go into everything with an open mind, like, because you never know, man. Sometimes, man, like Von J will go in the fucking booth and he'll start putting shit down, but he's not doing it from like the fucking start of it. He'll just start putting other elements in there and recording stuff, and he's like, just hold on, it'll make sense in a minute. And then he adds these other parts. You're like, holy fuck, holy shit, like where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like when
Yeah.
Satellite came out, when he starts going, it's just one of those things where you kind of look up, like, okay, whoa, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I agree, man. I agree, Ash. That's just completely just an amazing song.
So hold on, you straight up made
Well,
the
that's-
beat though.
What's that?
So you straight up made the beat on that, or
No, that one was actually made by Seven, but like,
Okay.
like I said, like everything in there has some kind of
Awesome.
flavor. Me and Violent
no?
Jaket,
I see
you know
what
what
you
I
mean.
mean?
The other shit you threw in together,
Like-
yeah, the vocals and all
Yeah,
that good
because
shit.
like we get the stems and everything, so like we have every element of those beats and stuff. So we have like down to like the kick drum, the bass, all that.
Right.
We change a lot of stuff. That's why I mean, like, it's hard. I don't know how to really. It's just there's a lot of things that switch up and do things that like the original beat doesn't do. That's like or like I'll go in there and like he'll be like, let's make a bridge right here, and I'll go in there and play some kind of strings or pianos or something to it, whatever we're gonna make the bridge out of, just ways to alter the songs. And that's why like they'll say straight produce every track on Fred Furious, because like I didn't actually make every single beat on
Okay.
there. I made some of them that were actually my beats, but a lot of them might even have an element of my, or have one of my beats in it. Like there's a song West Werner Ave.
Yeah.
Like that's literally got 2 of my beats and a Mike P beat. We made that one song out of,
Holy shit.
because it
Oh, wow.
switches up. So there's
Wow.
switch ups in it, to where it's like the hook part of the song, or the main, like the verse part of that song, like through the verses is my beat, and then like the bridge is a different one of my beats, and then fucking the hook is Mike P.
All right.
A Mike
All
P
right.
beat. You know what I mean?
Sounds,
So it's
it
like,
sounds Mike P. It does.
yeah, I mean, it's just that's why I say I've never done an album like that, because there was so much weird shit like that where it'd be like there's 2-3 beats inside of what is essentially just one track. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the listener doesn't know that those were different beats. It just sounds like, damn, like they just switched this shit up. But it's like, man, we were doing some crazy shit. Like I said, it was some strange sessions, man, because it was breaking a lot of new ground and doing a lot of weird, different shit. That I learned a lot from doing those sessions, man. It was fucking insanity.
That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome, though, man.
how does it feel now that you have a full Joker's card, title on your shoulder?
No shit.
I mean,
under
I
your
got
belt.
2 now. You know what I mean? I have 2 now, because I did
The Yum Yum.
Yum Yum Bedlam
Yum Yum.
too.
Nice. Fuck
You
yeah.
know, I
Also-
mean, it's awesome, man. The obviously, like, like the first one, like Fred Fury is my first Joker card. Growing up a fan, and living through the first deck of Joker cards onto like the second deck and all this stuff, like being there for all that, it was a moment, man. When that shit actually released, it was like, holy shit, like
Fuck
I
yeah.
just fucking made a Joker's card with ICP. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
So
yeah.
it's like surreal, man. I mean, every time I work with any of these guys, when like those first times you do shit with them, it's like, wow, like holy shit, I just did that. It's like at that point, it's like you cross over into some new grounds. You're like, I just did that. I just worked with these people that were like my idols and shit. You know what I mean? So it's really cool. It's awesome feeling. You know what I mean? And it's hard to describe sometimes 'cause it's one of those things like, man, it's just, I mean, just imagine, just imagine, your greatest goal, you know what I mean, and you accomplish it. Like, it's just a surreal feeling, you know.
I bet, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can imagine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you said, you're living your childhood dream, which a lot of people don't get a chance to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because like I told the guys, man, I was like, this is before I really got a chance to kick it with you and get to know you. But I was there at Ballers when, a couple times. One, and then I was telling Ash, I was like, do you remember at that Ballers where they could rent studio time?
Yeah.
They rented studio time with you.
Yeah.
And then you were like, bro, some people didn't bring no track. Some people didn't have nothing. They were just in there, and I was doing my best to try to help them out. And
we got some really cool fucking people through there, and then there's just some weird shit, you know what I mean? But it was just the studio was open. They opened the Lotus Pod, and I was in there engineering for just we just had the fans would come and rent studio time. It was like all advertised for this fucking Black Friday huge event they did at the Psychopathic headquarters a couple years ago. You know, it was just
I remember that shit. Yeah,
it was so awesome though, man, because it was like you get to meet all kinds of different people, and there's it was like a classroom of people in there. Like, it was fucking weird. I felt like a fucking college professor in there, just like showing people shit. We actually had Big Hoodoo. Hoodoo was in there doing he was like recording and shit like that through that one tour thing, and then we had people come in the next day and actually had like sessions and shit. It was cool, man. You know, I actually met this guy there, and he's been on a lot of events. He's been on a lot of events after that, and there was just some really, really fucking dope rappers there. You know what I mean? You know, there was a couple of them were like really cool, and I like actually still talk to them like now that I got to meet through doing those sessions.
Cool.
You know, Big Chronic, he's done a couple of events with ICP since then, like open like New Year's and all kinds of weird things, you know. He's the man, dude. He's a super awesome kid. Dope ass. He's a dope rapper, man. He does like these dope ass cover songs. Like, he come into the Lotus Pod that day, and he had the kid blew my mind. He come in and redid he did a cover of Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again. But he did it like he's just got this super dope ass voice, and like he just like did this track, like, and I was just like, yo, like,
he made it
what
work.
the fuck?
You know what?
He made it work, and he made it so dope. Literally everybody come in the studio like, that's so fucking dope. Like, he totally murdered it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He just come in here with, he was my last guy, my last session of the night, and he come in with a fucking Britney Spears cover and just totally murdered the entire night, dude.
Awesome.
It was amazing.
Shit like that is sometimes goes through our mind. Like, can you imagine if this Christina Aguilera song was in metal? Or can you imagine if this song was like that? And I remember I heard him perform that on the Patreon.
Yeah.
When he did it, I was like, holy shit, he actually went out and did it. You know, a lot of people in the back of our heads, but he fucking did it. So
he did it, and he blew my fucking mind with it. I was just like, yo, and immediately, like, we became friends. I was just like, yo, dude. Like, he did like one other song he ended up doing a video for. He like did a remix to like an old Cypress Hill, like like Kill a Man or something like that. But it was like he made it his own, and that shit was fresh too. And then he ended the night with that Britney Spears one. He even told me, he was like, all right, dude, shit's about to get weird in here, you know? And I was just like, huh? And then I put this beat on, and I was like, for real? And then when he started doing it, I was just like, oh man, that shit was just, I was like, we were rocking out. That was just so fresh. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about like the amazing shit you get to do. You know, it's weird when you reach a goal, how much you change, because like in my instance, I had that goal since I was 15 years old, you know what I mean? And it took me like 17 years to achieve it. And then when I did, now it's like, it just opened you up. You're like, you're like, okay, now I've done that. Like, then your mind's not on that no more. It's not on, like, my mind was always on like, damn, I wish I could get there. I wish I could make it there. And then when you do, after a couple of years, man, you start thinking like, okay, like, you know, what can I do now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's so it's weird. And I only say it's weird because it's like, I never thought about anything past that before.
Damn, that's fucking awesome. That's crazy though. I mean, you know what I mean? Holy shit.
Yeah, you know, it's like I never even thought about what life would be like after you do that. It's all about, because your whole life's all about that moment. And then the moment comes and you're like, fuck, like, well, what now? You know what I mean? And then obviously, you know, like, just shit just keeps coming, and just more shit keeps happening, and it's crazy, you know. It's crazy, you know. It's like you always take that second to sit around. I still do it. Sit around the studio sometimes when I go down there with ICP. I still sit around there and be like, "This is fucking nuts."
Yeah,
I still to this day.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
That's
you know what? I heard D. Snyder one time in an interview. He was talking about how when his era of music ended, it's just people stopped listening to it, and then he was saying, like, I was fucking lost because I spent my whole life perfecting this music and this look and this fucking character, and now you're telling me that nobody wants this shit no more? What? And he said, what the fuck do I do now? I never saw past that. I thought, I'm here, I made it, I finally did it. And he said, I had no plan afterwards, so that's crazy to hear.
I mean, that's just,
how it comes back around, though. You know what I'm saying? Like music's always just like pro wrestling, bro. The old always comes back around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
right,
so
man.
Perfect example that you said, KFT. I don't know if you got a chance to check out the posts and stuff that ICP did, but about Juggalo Day. But one Juggalo Day, they're rocking out the long hair bands.
It's like a whole 80s style, 80s rock style, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So shit comes back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So D. Snyder's coming back on that.
Hey, he might. He might.
You know what, man?
Know.
I still, though, like, I love that, like, old 80s hairband music, you know. I love fucking Motley Crue and Poison and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I love that shit, you know. But I mean, that's what the shit my mom grew up, you know. When I grew up, that's what my mom was rocking, you know what I'm saying? And then my dad, he always listened to all the old classic rock, you know, in heavy metal, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, you know, onto the Doors, the Beatles, all that. So music's always been a big part of, like, my family and stuff. My mom's really heavy into music. My dad was always heavy into music, you know, so, you know, naturally.
You had no choice. Yeah,
man, like I
really
said, naturally,
no
man, you know, after doing the stuff with ICP, you know, I took a break for a minute, and I actually went and I started my own studio here at home in Lansing. Like, I went and got a building and opened my own studio. It's called Hypnotic Sound Studios. You know, and we just opened last year to, like, the public and stuff, like, you know, which I don't do a whole lot of, like, public stuff, 'cause I'm so busy with everybody, with, like, the people I fuck with, you know what I mean? But, like, we hope to eventually start getting more, you know, business, like, coming through, like, you know, not so much people like ICP and that, you know, but maybe just trying to help out some local
new
people or things like that, or new people, you know, like that Jordan Step kid, you know, like, you know, that kid, Manny, you know, he come in, this kid's 15 fucking years old, come into my studio, blew my fucking mind. Like, this kid come in just rapping, like, and doing this new modern rap style shit, you know what I mean? That's blowing up on the radios. And, like, this 15-year-old kid come in there, and his dad, Paul, is like, just check it out. He's dope. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm just like, okay, you know, and, man, he come in and just drop some fucking fire, dude. And it's just like, that's like some whole new shit to me. You know, I don't, you know, I haven't worked with, I was working with, most of these people are older than me. Like I said, they're all my idols I grew up listening to, you know, so to be able to have this young mind come in there and just, he's just so good already. You know, I'm like, damn, like, I'm just looking at him and just thinking of all the opportunity in knowledge I could give him. Because I'm like, fuck, man, if I could have had somebody look at me when I was 15 and be like, damn, this kid's got something, I'm going to tell him everything I know. Fuck, man, like, that's like, you can put this kid miles and miles beyond where any other person his age would be, you know, just by the knowledge you have after 20 years of doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Lot. You just said a lot with that, man. Like now, kids now have more out there to help them, and more people willing to put their hands out and all that shit for things they want to do. Because when I was growing up, I had nothing and nobody.
Yeah, no, for sure. You had to do everything yourself.
I was into music. I was wrestling. I was drawing. I was fucking doing all kinds of shit, making videos and all that. But I had nobody to teach me. I had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You know? And now, I mean, that's the shit to hear you say, like, hey, man, this 15-year-old kid is the shit, and you got your studio, you got your job, you've made your albums and all that, and you're able to do that for somebody.
Yeah, like, I was just drawn to this kid, man, because I'm like, man, like, how awesome would that be to just, you know, help him mold his mind into, you know, learning the business and learning how, you know, a lot of things is just learning, you know, the shit not to do, you know, and that, you know, obviously, you know, people learn from making the mistakes, but man, if I could save this kid the mistakes and just be like, I already went down that road, homie, like, don't go there, you know, just, why don't we go this way? Here's where you want to be. You know, if I could knock out some of those steps and help this kid, you know, become something big, I mean, that'd be amazing to me, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're passing on your knowledge to somebody new up and coming. You know what I'm saying?
Then you just got to be like, don't forget this old man, you know, on your way up. You know what I'm saying? Remember this guy that helped you out.
But that's the thing, man, is like you said, when you were growing up listening to ICP and who was ever engineering them and this and that, you liked their style, this and that. And so that's what this kid, I mean, you got to remember, and you're one of the most humblest guys that I know, man, but you got the credit, you know what I'm saying? You've got the street cred because you've done it, and you've done it plenty of times. You've done it with Light, you've done it with the clowns, you know what I'm saying? Like Voodoo, everybody, man. So I mean, you got street cred, bro. You know what I mean? And for you to be able to pass that on and give some knowledge to you know, somebody else, well, quite other people, you know, that's badass. Because that's what I was going to bring up was your studio, man. Because I was blessed to get into the studio. What was it when you guys were working on Hollow Wicked? The intro and stuff for Hollow Wicked, and I had never been there before, and I was just like, man, this is a badass spot, and that's what I wanted to bring up to is KFT is a big Funko head too, man. He loves he collects them too, man.
Oh, hell
KFT, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Str8Jaket's got a gang of shit it's all over the studio, man. It looks badass, bro.
Yeah, dude, I went fucking stupid with it. Yeah, dude, I just went like, my shit got out of control, dude. Like, I was like, had an addiction for a while. I mean, I still get, you know, the shit I want nowadays, but for a while there, like, you know, I'd go out with Keegan, you know what I mean? Like, me and Keegan would go out and fucking, I mean, I don't know if you've seen his spot there, Manny, but you know, he's got all the Funkos too. Like, essentially, man, I blame Keegan for it all. He got me fucking hooked on fucking Funkos, dude. And it was just the hunt for them at first. It was just the hunt for those things. Because, like, man, when I first got into it, it was just like, I mean, KFT, you know how it is. They have literally everything. So anything if you're a movie buff or you like music, movies, any kind of pop culture at all, they have every fucking thing you could ever think of. So it's just like, I'd go into a store and I'd be like, oh my God, fucking Goonies, holy shit, this, X-Men, this fucking, you know, you're like, it was insanity, you know? I was just buying as much as I could afford at once, you know?
I got to a point where, like, I looked at my son and I was like, you know what, son? We got to stop. There's just too much shit. And then I was like, I'm not getting these anymore, whatever. Next thing you know, they drop like a new Myers. And then the next thing you know, they drop like a new Bane. They drop a new this. I'm like, son of a bitch, let's buy that. They drop a new Predator, a new Alien, a new this. And I'm like, fuck, here I go again. You know,
I had them at one point. They were up most of that shit that's like in the studio now was all here in like my bedroom, and my girl was just like, yo, like, you got more toys than the fucking kids. Like, this shit's Let's come on now, you know. So I had to like box some shit up. That's really when it slowed down. I had to box them up, you know, and then I slowed down a little bit because I was like, okay, I got like all these boxes and filling up the shed. Like, come on. When I made the studio with you know, my partner Jim Job, man, like, yeah, I told him, I was like, man, appearance is everything. You know, I was like, I want it to be like fun when you come into my studio, not so like serious, you know, because a lot of studios you walk into, they're just so serious. Everything's like super slick and clean and modern looking, you know, and I was just like, man, I want people to come in and just be like, oh shit, you know, like the Hypnotic Sound Studios, you know, I want, you know, the visuals, all that plays into the name. Everything is like something, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I want people to feel like what we're representing, you know what I mean? So like the visual is a big part of the studio design. So, and I had just all these boxes of toys. So I just started putting all that shit all over the walls with like dope ass, like I had all these like Batman canvases and you know, obviously just tons of music stuff too. Like I got records up there, like sealed cassettes and CDs and just all like my music stuff everywhere. I got fucking framed up a bunch of old like magazines, like some old guitar magazines like Soundgarden and Nirvana, Pantera, ICP, like all these guys, magazines I've been in. There's just, it's really fun to look at. So when you come in there, immediately walking in the door, the environment's so welcoming because you're just already just taken in awe by like all the shit everywhere. It's like, so right off bat, and that's what I essentially want to do when people come in, is break any tension at all. You know, people get nervous coming to studios and shit. So I just feel like with all that I have going on, there's so much to look at that it's also conversation starters. You know, if people are nervous, there's a whole lot of shit to talk about. There's shit everywhere. You know that, Manny. There's just stuff everywhere. And so there's so much stuff to be like, oh, look at that. Holy shit. Like, there's something that everybody can relate to, man. There's just, you know, I got a lot of my Funkos in there are like more the music ones and then the horror stuff. Because I got a lot of horror toys. And I even got like some Jay and Silent Bob toys and fucking just all kinds of shit, dude. I think I got I got an Austin Powers. Yeah, dude, you would love it. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you'd love it. There's just so much stuff in there. You know what I mean? It's just really cool, and it's welcoming, and that was what I was going for. You know, I just wanted people to have a good time when they come in there and feel comfortable.
Well, I mean, when you're behind that mic, it could be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
That pressure you build. It doesn't matter how many songs you've made or what you've done. It could still become that way. It's like when the homie's like, "Hey, where's the bitches at?" And then the bitches show up and they don't even speak.
Yeah.
Quiet in the corner. You know that. Yeah,
that's what I'm just trying to break that. Yeah.
So,
see, like even when you walk into the mic booth, even the mic booth has a little flavor. You know, I got like a stand in there. It's got like a lava lamp on it, and then like right sitting on that desk is my favorite piece, and I put it in there for inspiration. There's the Funko Pop. You know how they do those Funko Pop albums? Well, I have the Notorious B.I.G.
You got that Biggie one?
Yeah, I got the Biggie one right in there. You know what I mean? And that's just for inspiration because I feel like, you know, that's inspiration for me because, like, you know, who the fuck, you know, can flow like, you know, Biggie Smalls, you know what I mean? So I just think that's cool when you go in there, you see the fucking, the Biggie Smalls album Funko in there and the fucking lava lamp. It's just, everything in there is cool, man. It's a real, like, mind warp in there, man. There's just weird shit everywhere.
What's the rarest Funko Pop you got?
Oh, man.
Shit, you got a lot, bro.
I don't know. You know, I would say it would have to be, I think the one, I don't know if it's the rarest, but it's probably worth the most. I have the Tyrion Lannister with the fucking little cut on his face. That's like, I think that one's like going for like $500 or something like that. Like that's probably like the one that's worth the most, you know what I mean? But I got like a couple like Stan Lees that are probably worth something. And I don't know, because man, it's like, you won't even know. Like, it'll be the most random ones you won't even know, and I'll hit it on the Funko app, and it'll be like, holy shit, this thing's worth fucking $200. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know, it kind of changes all the time. But I got a lot of just random stuff. I wouldn't even know, man. I haven't even looked through a lot of this shit in a minute, you know, besides the one I see at the studio.
If you ever get me down there, I'm going to be like, how much you want for that one?
Oh yeah. I got the you know what I got too? I don't know how much it's worth, but I always thought it was like one of my favorite ones. I got this Joker 8-bit GameStop chase. That one was fucking pretty cool.
I like
and then I got those the horror ones. My favorite ones, man, are like the old like NES 8-bit, the Jason and Freddy Krueger one I have. Like those boys are just like, I don't know, they're I don't think they're like any type of like my rarest ones or anything like that, but they're just some of my favorites. So I have those two, and then a Michael Myers and a Patrick Bateman up in the studio in the corner of the studio when you walk in. It's cool.
Yeah,
my favorite one though, my favorite Funko was my boy Brandon. He's that streamer, the Cowabunga dude on Twitch. He gave me like the big like what is it, like 12-inch fucking Batman, like the big ass, just this big ass fucking Batman Funko. It's so fucking dope. He just chills in the studio, just protecting that motherfucker. Yeah, he's huge, dude. He's like a little baby child. Yeah.
Damn.
It's like the size of my children and shit, dude. It's so fucking fresh, dude. I'm like, it's just like, you know, that's just the protector of the studio. So that shit's dope.
They made like a Pikachu and a Batman in that size, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen any other ones that big, man. That thing is fucking huge, dude. Oh, they got a Godzilla one that big?
No, I wish.
Oh, I thought you said they do. I was like, yo,
shit.
I gotta get that motherfucker. If they had a Godzilla that big, that'd be so dope.
You know what? Hey, check it out. Hold on. I gotta cut you guys off on this shit, or else it's gonna go forever. KFT will do this shit all night, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, I will too, man. My bad. I'll keep going.
And we're running out of time. But I wanted, my bad, KFT. I'm not trying to disrespect you.
No, you're good.
You know what I mean? But maybe you guys could fucking link up or some shit, and you guys could talk about that. But no, definitely me. We're trying to get out there and shit. Maybe we could go kick it and go see your studio and all that good shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Anytime you guys want to check it out, man, just let me know.
And then
we'll set something up.
Appreciate it, brother.
That is awesome. And
so I got one question. Aside from ICP, who's the one artist that you got to work with that you were just sitting there like, holy motherfucker, I am working with this dude right now. What the fuck is going on?
Fucking Isham.
Of course, hell yeah.
Like Isham, man. Like I got to I'd worked with him a couple times, but I got to sit with him in the Lotus Pod and do some supervillain stuff with ICP, and so I had to sit in there, and like he came and actually helped on the Fred Fury record too. We had like 2 or 3 week sessions with Isham on that. He sat in on sessions with us and helped us and shit.
Oh wow.
But Isham for sure, man, you know, because he's like that's the OG, man. That's the originator, man. You know, that shit was amazing, you know, to be able to work with both ICP and Isham at the same time. Crazy, you know.
To me, Isham is like a fucking rap god. I swear, he's my favorite rapper in the world.
Yeah, man.
The greatest of all time. I love that dude. So to hear that's fucking dope.
You know, it's been a crazy ride. You know, now I see him and it's just like, oh, what up, E? And he's like, what up, Straight? You know, and it's just so fucking, it's just one of those things too that's just awesome. You know what I mean? It's cool to be able to know these people, man. You know, it's definitely a blessing and an honor. You know.
I got to meet him once. He came down for the Dead of Winter tour.
Yeah.
And I headed down to that show, and he was just walking around, and I got to talk to him for a bit, and he was the shit.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And anything Isham is on, I will listen to. I will bump.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, dude. Me too, man. Isham's the ship, man. He's a really cool guy. He's really cool to chill with in the studio. He's real laid back, man, and he's just all around cool dude. You know, real chill, man.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So check it out, Straight. Before we get going, brother, let us know what you got going on right now, man. Let us know some of the stuff that you're working on. I know you told me you touched bases about the young guy, the 15-year-old guy. Does he have anything out right now? Do you got anybody that you're in the works with? You know what I'm saying? And then of course, how do they get a hold of you? How do they reach out to what you got going on, your media and everything? So I'll go ahead and give you the platform, brother.
Well, the biggest thing we just finished and getting ready to come out in March is Light's new record, and it's his first record in like 4 or 5, like 4 years, something like that. Like we finally finished this fucking record. It's called Metamorphosis. It's actually available for pre-order right now if you go to Str8Jaket.com. That's his shop. You can go on there and pre-order that, and he's got like all of his merch and stuff up there now. So like, that shit, man, what a fucking ride, dude. That one. It took forever to make that record. It changed like a million times, and Light had to figure himself out, but I'm telling you, man, he made just a fucking killer record, dude. It's really good. It's really dope. So that has been like one of the biggest things, and then, working with ICP right now, you know what I mean? I don't know how much I can really say about that, but, we're working on some shit, you know what I mean? We're working on some stuff with them guys, with ICP right now. And I got there's a whole nother thing. I just did 2 records for somebody else. One of the homies, which I can't say his name right now, but that's just really good shit coming out. I just don't want to spoil it because he ain't announced anything, you know what I mean? But there's definitely I just made some fucking 2 brand new albums for one of our affiliates that is super dope. So there's just already coming into 2022, man. There's already some dope ass music I have coming out that I've either produced or mixed or both, you know what I mean? So a lot of cool stuff.
Vato, you're living the dream. You're living the dream, homie.
Hell yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, man. It's a blessing, man. It really is. And it's cool, man. I just keep trying to do as much as I can because you never know when the shit's gonna stop. You know what I mean? So I just want to work with everyone and do as much shit as I can. I love doing it, man. So. And even shit like this, man, I appreciate you guys having me come on. I mean, this is the perks of being able to do this stuff. You get to do interviews and shit, meet cool people, like even over the phone, man,
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, brother.
It's an honor to have you.
Yeah, man, it's definitely an honor, brother. So what about your like if somebody's, because I mean we get a lot of listeners from a little bit of everywhere, all over the Midwest and everything. And say somebody's interested, and say somebody's like, you know what, man, I want to hook up with Str8. I got some music, this and that. I want to hook up with him, so try out his studio and stuff like that. How do they go about getting a hold of you? Like that through your media?
Oh, well, you can just go to hypnoticsoundstudios.com.
Okay.
And hypnoticsoundstudios.com. That's my website, and you can get to we have like a merch store on there. I have like a couple of different sections on there for like my clientele list and like people I've worked with and links to their stuff. You know what I mean? So I try to everybody I work with, I try to link on the website so people know and people can check their shit out, check my work out. But that has everything on there. You can get to my social media. You can get to just anything you want to know. And then we got beats getting ready to be uploaded to the website soon, so you'll be able to purchase Str8Jaket instrumentals and shit like that, and lease them and buy exclusives and all that shit is coming very soon. But yeah, hypnoticsoundstudios.com. That's got everything that we're doing, and it's gonna be, the site's gonna be more updated and stuff here real soon. We're just still getting everything together, but it's there's a lot of content on there as of right now as it is, but you can definitely reach out to me. There's the emails and you can comment to us or send us messages if people want to send their music. I'm always down to check out new music and stuff like that. I love hearing what's out there, you know what I mean?
What about
yeah, man, definitely.
What about people that make beats? Could they hit you up? It's because I got a homie that he makes decent beats. He made the beat for this show, and I don't know if, you probably haven't heard it, but check it out. It sounds the real juggalo. You know what I mean? And he's not.
Yeah, man. I'm down to check out beats too, man. I'm down to check out anything, Yeah,
I'll tell him to hit you up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
I said, I like to link up with other artists and shit, man. If people got good shit, I mean, it don't matter to me what level you're at. If you're just beginning or if you've been doing this shit for 30 years, man, if you're dope and you want to work together, man, that's work. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, man.
Definitely.
Like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. But all right then, brother, man. I don't want to keep you, man. It's been an honor, bro. Like I said, you ripped it like I know you would. Looking forward to seeing you in studio next week, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But all right then, brother. I just want to say we'll talk to you later, and you have a blessed night, blessed week. And
hey, you
thank
too,
you
man.
again, Str8Jaket.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me on and everything, man. And I'll talk to you guys real soon.
Give a thumbs up if you know what's up, and give a thumbs down if you're down. Peace.
Talk's hit is a shit!